Hello ladies and gentlemen, and good morning. It is Wednesday the 6th of April. The time is 9:59. We're just about to go into 8 a.m. and you can see that on the chart. So guys, a lot of trades has occurred for me, so I will be going through all the trades that I have taken overnight. I hope everyone has had a fantastic trading day so far. We are seeing some really nice moves in the market. So guys, let's get straight into it. And here is Aussie US dollar. So guys, we did mention that this was pretty range bound. I know quite a few people did get in this kind of trade, this continuation flag here, and it was pretty nice. You can see it shot up, but again, like I said, it didn't really flip my plan because of the range. Now what happened after the impulse is very, very important. You can see guys, we actually had a little bit of a range, right? We actually had a, did we have a little flag here? Yes, we did. So we got high, 4. No, we didn't. Okay, so we didn't have a flag, right? So again, what happened was we had this impulse up, had a little pullback, pulled up with a really nice candle, really nice close. But again, not looking to set any order at the last level here. Reason being is because we had this bit of a range, suggesting a bit of a slowdown. Okay, and then after that, as soon as we broke this high, we can see this heavy retrace. Okay, now we broke the next low with momentum. You can clearly see that, right? From this low all the way down, this is clearly seeing momentum. So what's happening now for me, market bias is now reversed. Why? Well, we might have just taken out some higher level of liquidity here, or we've just have collected enough liquidity in the long term on the buy side to actually take out and just say, hey, you know what, we've got enough, now it's time to reverse. So now the momentum is clearly shifted to the downside. We are now looking for sales, and we have broken this low with momentum. Okay, now we retraced, didn't really see any shift in momentum, right? We only had a two candle stagnation, and then we broke this low, okay, with quite a nice candle, and again formed a wick. Okay, so again for me, this was a nice break. This was breaking with momentum. You can see that we didn't just break it just averagely. We gave a nice push, broke it nicely, and you can see we formed a wick at the end. Okay, now what do I say, guys, about this pair? As in terms of pair characteristics, and I know I haven't got in the habit just yet of actually mentioning the pair characteristic at the beginning of each pair when I click on it, but we know Aussie US dollar, it likes to move correctively, right? So it likes to move like this, okay, and it likes to move like this. So of course, when we've got this kind of continuation of a trend, I'm looking to get involved because we know it can just start moving like this, all right? Okay, so of course, and then what we can just manage our kind of stops above the last high. So it's high probability on this pair. So now I'll take you through my thought process, right? So for me, bar replacer here. Here, I'm personally not looking for anything. And the reason being is because we could have just broken this low, retraced, and come down in a weak corrective manner, okay? We could have just come really light, suggesting that we could just actually push up and go upwards, right? So at this point, I'm not looking for a trade because I'm expecting, well, we got a wick, could most likely to have a retrace, and we did get a retrace, okay? Now, for me, it all depends on what happens on the next candle, okay, on this pair, because you can see we've got a stagnation here. We could easily just get the reversal and get the momentum up. So for me, I was waiting for the next candle. I said, if we get a next candle that doesn't show any momentum push up, then I will definitely be looking to get involved, okay? So you can see, guys, the next candle stagnated again, all right? And I think this was a spread hours candle. But again, like I say, you know, when I'm doing the back testing and stuff, I'm looking at the candles. So, you know, if I have these kind of two candles of stagnation on this pair, and we've just very early on the trend, I know for me personally it's quite a high probability. And of course, this is actually, if anyone spots, this is actually a flag. You've got a little first pullback here and this, and we can see it's a combination of a flag and a retest, right? So you can see that, right? We've got a flag and a retest at this level, so even making it even higher probability, right? So, you know, again, for me, I wouldn't have mind even if this candle was a little bit higher than the previous candle, like it was here, okay, then I still would have placed my order. It's not really a big difference because we know, like I say, this pair likes to trend correctively. So as you can see, I set my order. On the next candle, I got tagged in, and then you can see we ranged, we broke the low with really nice momentum, and now we are just somewhere here, right? So again, like I said yesterday with Euro US dollar, yes, it is sitting in the stop loss, okay? It is up here, right? Now, again, like I said, it can easily just reverse and take me out. So I'm not going to get any FOMO. It's completely happy. Once I'm in the trade, I'm in the trade. I let it do what it does. So you can see we are starting to push up, right? So we got a high. The last high is here. Okay, it looks like we could just be taken out any moment now. Now, if we get taken out and we get the impulsive behavior up, I will be looking for that nice continuation flag. Okay. Or if I get rid of this, if we actually impulse down, more than happy to look for that nice continuation flag to the downside, right? See that commitment, okay? But now, if we have actually broken this high and we retrace, okay, then what am I saying? Well, we actually have broken this low, retrace, broken the high, retrace, suggesting that we could just actually start to be range bound, okay? So like I say, I'll be waiting to see what happens next. I could have just been taken out here from spreads. I mean, my stops are 2 pips above the last high. So I'm waiting to see what happens on this price action now. But like I say, I'm currently in it. Let the market do what the market does and see what happens next, okay? So again, like I say, that's what I'm looking at on the Aussie US dollar, just managing this trade. We can see we're starting to stagnate a bit. So waiting for more price action. Next pair, guys, is the Euro US dollar. And as you can see, guys, I have been in a couple of positions, so I will be covering this. And you guys can see, you know, this is what the market looked like. We're in this really nice trend down, okay? So one of the things to notice here is, guys, I did mention that, hey, I would be looking to get involved. We got this nice kind of combination flag. We can see that we've got this nice combination flag to the retest level. And I think we were somewhere around here when I did my forecast. And I said, you know, if anyone's in this trade, not getting any FOMO, let it be. You might be sitting in a stop loss, but let it just do what the market does, okay? So guys, you can see what happened next. Well, we broke the low and we saw that momentum, okay? We saw really nice momentum, which was fantastic. I remember actually, you know, we started to break this low, retrace. I think we broke the low here, retrace, broke the low, retrace. So again, I was moving my stops accordingly. And then we started to push down with really nice momentum. And what do I say, guys, with this pair? Remember, let's cover, I need to get in the habit of talking about pair characteristics first. So guys, you can see, I always mention impulse, correction, impulse down, right? Correction, impulse down. And this is exactly what I said on my last forecast. For anyone that doesn't believe me, feel free to look at this on my last forecast. I said this is why it's such nice, so nice and so high probability on this pair. And I did say if we actually get the impulse down, I will be looking for a nice flag, okay? Now, let's zoom in and look at this flag that I did take as well. And guys, honestly, this has got to be one of the nicest flags that I've seen in a little while, okay? And the reason being is because not only did it happen quickly, but the entry kind of candles happened during Asian session, saying that, hey, we've actually stagnated and more likely to push down. And if you look at it, guys, it's just so quick and very, very nice, showing no shift in momentum. We've got a huge impulsive move down. We've got that impulsive move, right? We've got a tiny wick on the end, but again, that's not really that relevant compared to the candles after. Why? Because if we look at the candles after, compared to the impulse candles, guys, this is clearly showing no shift. Look at the size between these, right, and these, right? So again, for me, the wick doesn't really matter. It all depends on what happened after the wick. And literally, candle by candle, we made this kind of flag formation. Got the entry level really nice here. And again, very high probability. So again, for me, this flag was a no-brainer. Happy to take this all day, every day. And as you can see, the market, you know, started to shift down correctively as we would expect. Now, one of the things, guys, is important to note is, well, what can happen next? You know, let's forecast this. Well, if we say we got this impulse down, corrective nature down, and we get this another impulse down, then again, for me, I'm personally more than happy to look for that nice flag again, right? Continue to take that. Or if we start to see this weakness, right, I will be looking at opportunities to go up to the north side, okay? So again, it's important to know that sometimes we do get this kind of weakness, and as we break the high, sometimes we may not get the opportunity on the first pullback. We might get the opportunity on the second pullback like this. But again, what we're trying to say is that we're identifying weakness in the market, and we're trying to identify where the momentum is starting to appear from the new trend up, or the prospective new trend up, okay? So there you have it, guys. This is what I'm looking at. Now, you know, let's forecast a few other things. If we actually break this low with momentum, pull back to this level, I'll also be looking to get involved in that, right? A continuation of the trend. Like I said, this follows the forecasting pattern of this kind of, you know, impulse down, descending, impulse down. So like I say, I'm happy to take that. Or we could just reverse from this, right? So we've got this descending nature. You can see, guys, we've We've broken this. Low retrace, broken this low retrace. We could just start to see that impulsive move up. If we do that, I'll be looking for that nice flag again. Or if we actually break this high, pull back to this level, I will be looking for that nice kind of reversal setup, okay? So again, like I say, forecasting for both directions. We are in like quite a nice profit. We've got 2 trades here with, I don't think there is no risk on either one. I'm not sure. I think this is near enough, a bit of a break even. But like I say, very nice trades. We captured that move. We've been forecasting it. I've been forecasting this kind of impulse correction impulse from the very beginning of my recaps. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's exactly how I entered these positions, and they're running, okay? Next pair is the Euro Japanese yen. So guys, I did actually mention this was interesting. This was something that I was looking at where we've got this kind of descending nature. Okay, we've got the smaller descending and we've got the impulse up. Now, we didn't really get that tag back to here and go. We've just started to range. Okay, so again, what's happened after that? Well, we've broken this high, retraced. Okay, so currently we've seen weakness to the upside. And one of the things that I've noticed is that as we've broken this high, the liquidity pool here, we've not really seen that push down. So this is going to suggest to me one of few things, right? We're either just going to range around here, right? Okay, or we're actually going to get this kind of possible correction up to gather more liquidity before we get a push down. Or like we do say on this pair, it can actually flip. So this is one of the pairs where, you know, like, well, Euro Japanese yen and Euro US dollar, that you can get this kind of corrective nature and impulse up. So it can move either side, okay? So again, this is what I'm looking at and what could possibly happen. If we do that, more than happy to look for the nice flags. And again, same to the downside. If we get that kind of, you know, liquidity collection here, and we move down, more than happy to look for those nice flags, okay? But currently, we are ranging. So like I said, you know, we're going to look back at the picture and we can see, yes, we are still pretty much in this range, even in the smaller range. So what would I want to see? Well, I want to see, ideally, some market price action away from this. If we start to get this kind of descending nature, okay, more than happy to look for nice continuation flags if we go long, or that kind of nice reversal setup, okay? Now, like I said on the other pair, it doesn't have to be like this, look like this. It can actually come like something like this, okay? Can occur something like that. Again, the idea is that, like I said, we're identifying weakness in the market, and we're seeing, once we've had collected liquidity, where is the market indicating where we want to go, okay? So that's what I'm looking at on this pair. I'm not really anticipating this kind of move up and then move down in a sense, because like I say, we're still in this larger range. Okay, but unless we actually get this more out of this range, then I'm more happy to look for setups, okay, in that scenario. Like I said earlier, we can get this kind of ascending correction out of this and move down, but I want to see more commitment. I want to see price away from this price action, ideally, before I start to look for the setups, okay? So again, there you have it. That's what I'm looking at on the Euro Japanese yen. Next pair is the pound. So guys, there was a really nice, interesting fake out here. So guys, we saw that we've got this kind of range, right? We've got a range, okay? We've entered this area of liquidity, and look how market reacted. Market reacted instantly. We've got this strong momentum down, giving us the idea, hey, we've got a market bias of going down. But like I said, it's important to see what happened at the end of the impulse, right? We broke this low, retrace, broke this low, retrace, broke this low, retrace. We're seeing very clear weakness, along with some really nice wicks to the downside, guys. You can clearly see it. Look, wicks, 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 okay? So on this bit, I don't trade reversals, but I want to see that, and again, more commitment away from this kind of weakness, right? In the longer term, we are a little bit range bound, but like I say, if we do get that committed break, I want to see those flags up, or I want to see those flags down, okay? Again, more than happy to look to get involved in that. Again, we could get this kind of committed break up. If we get a small pullback break, pull at this level, more than happy to get involved in that kind of setup. And same to the downside. Pull down, small retrace, break with momentum, pull back, more than happy to look for that, okay? So like I say, on this pair, we have seen that momentum down, okay? But we're seeing that weakness and we're still in the larger range. So for me personally, I want to see a nice committed break away from price action before I consider getting involved. Next pair is the Aussie Japanese yen. And as you can see, guys, we've had this kind of range, and we've had this really nice, strong, impulsive move up, okay? So guys, let's have a look and see what has happened at the end of this impulse. So guys, we can see that we've broken this high, retraced, okay? And then we've broken this low, retraced, okay? Now for me, I don't really have a market bias or identification of where we really want to go, because from reacting from these kind of potential liquidity areas, we're not really seeing the strong amounts of momentum from the reaction. So for me personally, I'm waiting for a lot more. To me, this is very much range bound, even though we've broken this high, retrace. Breaking this high again could possibly retrace. We are pretty much going sideways for now. So again, what would I like to see? Well, if we get this kind of nice corrective price action up, we'll be looking to get on into the reversal in the form of a flag, or break the low, pull back to this level. More than happy to get involved in these kind of nice reversal setups where we see the weakness, okay? Now again, how does this pair like to move? What's the pair characteristics of this move? Well, it does like to trend slightly correctively. So when it's trending correctively, I do want to see more of stronger price action before I consider getting involved. But like I say, I want to see a little bit more of that kind of established trend before I consider getting involved in these kind of you know, corrective price actions, right? So again, I want to see a little bit more before we get involved in this. So there you have it, guys. That's what I'm looking at on this pair. I want to see a little bit more price action away from this range, okay? Next pair is the New Zealand Japanese yen. And guys, I was in a trade here. This did not fit my plan. I'll be 100% honest. And I'll take you through, you know, ASRing this and what I was feeling when I actually placed this trade. So guys, you can see we've had this strong impulse up. And you can see we actually broke this high. We saw the momentum and saw this instant V shape, right? We had this V, had a small retrace and came down, okay? Now for me personally, I was actually sold on this kind of inside-outside bar combo, okay? So for me, my focus, I think it was pretty late at night. I must have been quite tired too. So again, this is something that I'm gonna be ASRing, is that we have this inside bar, outside bar. So we have this kind of combination area here, similar to the Aussie US dollar entry that I said, to come back here and go. But one of the things that I did miss, right, is that we're not seeing that momentum break. So if we think about it, right, when we've broken this low, or we actually got a low here, we broke this low, retraced, broke this low, retraced, okay? So I haven't seen the momentum, which is exactly the reason why I didn't fit the plan. But like I said, this was a trade that did not fit my plan. Again, fear of missing out for me personally. But like I say, I'm happy to share that with you guys. It shows, you know, for me, like I'm happy to be transparent so that you guys can possibly learn from the mistakes I'm making. You can see that I was sold on these candlesticks without reading price action properly or clearly. Now again, it could have just been because I was tired, and I was pretty tired late night last night. So I'll be ASRing this and seeing what I can do and how I can improve from this. Okay, so going forward, what is happening next? So guys, you can see similar to the Aussie Japanese yen, we've broken this low retrace, broken the high retrace, and we have this kind of idea that we're going to be more likely to be range bound. Now for me, the market bias is a little bit more clearer on this pair than the Aussie Japanese yen. Why? Because I've seen the market react strongly, like on the Aussie US dollar, right, from actually coming up here, okay? So for me personally, I wouldn't be surprised if we're just coming up, collecting this level of liquidity, and we actually start to push down, okay? So guys, let's have a see. Let's see if this does happen, okay? From now to the next forecast. But like I say, the market bias is currently down for me, and we're very early in the trend, and this could just be collecting liquidity above this high or this high, and then we might start to see, like I say, the market move down from these areas, okay? So like I say, I'm waiting for a lot more price action before I look to get involved. Happy to tell you guys this did not fit my plan. I'll be ASRing this and looking to make this 1% tweak and improve on myself and say, okay, well, what process can I do to actually prevent myself entering in trades like this, where I'm sold on these kind of very nice, good looking inside outside bars, we've got a kind of flag formation into kind of a retest formation. So again, I will be looking into that. But like I say, guys, you know, thank you to everyone that has subscribed to the channel so far, and I hope you guys are enjoying these recaps and, you know, seeing this or understanding or getting value from the way I'm reading price action. And yeah, I hope all of you have a fantastic day ahead, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. And yeah, have a great day, guys.